Whose love and support is given to this woman to marry this man?
Her mother and I. Here you go.
Welcome, everybody. Please be seated. Welcome to the wedding of Kayte Wallace and Joe Vanneman, with the support of their parents, Mary and Fred Wallace, and Marvin and Denise Vanneman. On behalf of Kayte and Joe, I'd like to express their gratitude to all of you for being here to celebrate with them today. There are a few loved ones who are no longer with us that we'd like to take a moment of silence to remember and bring here in thought. Kayte's grandparents, Baca and Papa Pipe, Joe's grandmother Dorothy, Kayte's grandparents, Graham and Grandpa, and Joe's dog, Chief. There's been a lot of excitement and energy and emotion that has gone into this day. I think it would be great for all of us to take a big collective breath together. We can finally set aside the details of the day and savor every second of it. If you're here with a partner, please let this ceremony be a reminder of your own love and commitment. Kayte and Joe, as we are gathered here, know that you are surrounded by the people that love you the most in this world. We are the people you can always turn to for help and guidance through the hard times, and to celebrate with in times of happiness. We are the ones you can call for advice, assistance, and support. For a laugh, a recipe, a shoulder to rest on, or an ear to vent to. We are your friends, your family, your community. Each of us will be here for you for something, but none of us will be able to be there for everything, except for the person you're now standing next to. So, what exactly is marriage? I asked a good friend of mine who has been happily married for 23 years what his secret was. He told me twice a week, him and his wife go out to their favorite restaurant, share a fantastic meal, an excellent bottle of wine. He said she goes on Tuesday and he goes on Thursday. Joking aside, what really is marriage? Is the purpose to obligate ourselves and our partners into staying together, to follow tradition and to do what's right? Maybe it's just a tax break. There are a lot of opinions on what marriage is, but maybe that's not the right question. Maybe the question is, what is marriage for you? You see, when you get past the legalities, each couple gets to define marriage for themselves in their own way. In fact, every one of us here already has a picture of marriage, whether we're single or married. What is important is that each couple, in this case you guys, take the time to discuss and decide and continuously reevaluate what you want your marriage to be about. It will be exactly what you make it and what you put into it. You have known each other for nearly 6 years now. Since that Halloween party where you first met, Joe as a beast man and Kayte as a hippie. Far stretch. And your first date 2 months later on Christmas Eve when you went shopping together for your family and then shared a bottle of wine while watching A Christmas Story. And at some point, you decided to marry. Joe popping the question on the banks of Lake Powell during a frenzied 3-day road trip to Arizona and back to pick up Kane, your new dog. From that moment of yes to this moment of yes, you've been making promises and agreements in an informal way. All of those conversations that you had in the car or over a meal or out hiking with the dogs. All of the sentences that began with, when we are married, and continued with, I will, and you will, and we will. Those late night talks about someday and somehow and what if, and all of the unspoken promises of the heart. All of these things and more are the real process of a wedding. The symbolic vows that you are about to make are a way of saying to one another, you know all those things that we've promised and hoped and dreamed? Well, I meant each and every word that I said. Look at each other and remember this moment. Before now, you've been many things to each other. An acquaintance, a friend, a companion, a lover, and even a teacher, for you've learned many things from each other. Now you shall say a few words that take you across a threshold, and things will never quite be the same between you. For after these vows, you shall say to the world, this is my husband, and this is my wife. As you start this new part of your journey together, remember these simple words of advice. Let your love be stronger than your anger. Learn the wisdom of compromise. It's better to bend than to break. Confide in each other and ask for help when you need it. Always be friends and never take each other for granted. Communicate. And remember to say, I love you every day. You may now read your own vows.
No, I got it. Katie, I promise to love you, even when I may not like you. To respect you, even when I disagree with you. To never go to bed angry, even if we stay up all night. To never get so comfortable that I take your love for granted. To leap outside of my comfort zone with you. To communicate with you and not shut down. To stand by you through every stage of life, when things are good or bad, when we're laughing or crying, when surrounded by family and friends, or just you and me. I promise to never leave you. Your home will be my home. Your bed will be my bed. Please take me to be your husband. I vow to be your husband, your partner, father of your children, your lover, your biggest fan, and your best friend. Until I breathe my last breath. I will love you forever and ever. Amen.
Okay. I promise to love you even when I might not like you, to respect you even when I disagree with you, to respect the decisions you make for our family, to never go to bed angry even if we stay up all night. I promise to let you fight your own battles, but will tap in when you need help. I promise to share the covers and make sure to leave some hot water for you. To love your family as much as I love my own. I promise to make sure I'm not just hungry before I yell. And to communicate with you and not just shut down. I promise to stand by you in every stage of life, when things are good or bad, when we are laughing or crying, when surrounded by family, or when it's just you and me. I promise to never leave you. Your home will be my home. Your bed will be my bed. Your children will be my children. Please take me to be your wife. I vow to be your wife, your partner, the mother of your children, your lover, your biggest fan, and your best friend. Until I breathe my last breath, I love you. And every time I think of it, like right now, I realize I love you more than ever before. I promise to think of this always, and to love you even more tomorrow, and every tomorrow after that, forever and ever.
Right? You ready? Joe, do you promise to love Katie, to comfort her, communicate honestly with her, look for the positive in her, honor her at all times, be faithful to her, and have fun with her?
I do.
Katie Walrus. Katie, do you promise to love Joe, to comfort him, to communicate honestly with him, to look for the positive in him, to honor him at all times, to be faithful to him, and to have fun with him?
I do.
As a visible sign of your commitment to one another, you will now exchange wedding rings. Let your ring, with no beginning and no end, serve as a reminder of the never-ending love between the two of you. Well, three of you. You now exchange rings. Now pronounce you man and wife. Can you get to it? Well, I now introduce you to Mr. and Mrs. Vanneman.
Oh yes, my bouquet. Thank you.
Don't fall down the stairs.
But it's tradition. Good advice. Until they get to the top.
Yeah, there's don't fall down. Good job, guys.
Excellent.
Do they go on it?
All right, everybody's free to get up. If you have an extra